All right, guys. Well, I am back here today at Holly Springs Tactical Gun Range located in Mooresboro, North Carolina. A really dynamic shooting range to shoot this PTR 91. I actually picked this up used at Beltway Gun and Pawn located in Matthews. Clint, one of the managers over there, was super helpful. And I've been eyeballing an HK91 copy for a while and actually was looking at the Century Arms guns, but read a lot of bad stuff about Century Arms. Now, I can't say anything personally about them other than I've had horrible customer service experiences, so I started looking at the PTR 91s and that whole line of rifles. And they've been on my radar for a good long while because they come in at about $1,000, but they have a lot of nice features, and from what I've done my research on, they actually are to the HK91 specs as much as possible. I believe they've got their spec package over at their factory, and I've actually acquired some of their tooling, although it may be outdated, and they've updated how they make these rifles, but they are to those specs. So if you do like the HK91 and you want to interchange some parts, I'm not sure which ones do, but I believe you can do that. I'm going to keep this in pretty much the stock configuration. I may add one of the claw mounts, but right now I'm just going to be using the iron sights, and you can see on the iron sights they have a V-notch for 100, and then they have peep apertures as this rotates like the classic HK91. Now, to buy something like this, for me anyways, it was because I wanted that classic looking HK design and not necessarily because I wanted a 308 battle rifle. I actually have a lot of AR-10s, M1As, and those are kind of my go-to battle rifles. But since I've been handling this and how it feels and how it's constructed, this may actually turn into one of my go-to 308 battle rifles. So we will see. This one actually comes with the aluminum handguard up front. They have different plastic handguard options, and again they also have different rail systems up top if you want to mount optics. The stock is just a polymer, the grip frame is polymer, and the safety is actually located like every other HK on the side for safe and fire. So for me it's a little bit hard to get to with my thumb without shifting my grip, but overall it's actually a very ergonomic rifle. It points well, it shoulders well, and it feels well. But how will it shoot? I'm gonna take some shots with this today, and then I'll update you guys once I finish. Oh, and the other cool thing about it, it's got that HK slap. All right, guys, well, in summary, this thing is awesome. I might actually say this has almost become one of my favorite 308 rifles to shoot. The recoil impulse is unlike anything I've ever felt, and this is my first time firing a roller delayed or roller lock bolt setup, so I'm really excited to continue to try out this platform. And honestly, I love the look of it and the feel of it with these iron sights, so I think I'm just going to forget the claw mount and continue to run it like this. If I ever get a second PTR to the channel, I'll definitely compare and contrast and maybe add optics to do a really nice accuracy test. Now, I am not an HK expert, and I am just getting into this whole roller lock category of this type of rifle, and what really inspired me to look again and really look for this is I believe PTR came out with one of their HK MP5 clones in the 9mm, the K version, the short version. So I started seeing that pop up on Instagram, and I started wanting to try that, and then I found this at the shop and had to get it, and I am so glad I did. Also, I believe the magazines themselves are like dirt cheap and can be found everywhere. So I'm gonna stock up on some mags. I'm gonna do an update video when I hit about 500 rounds, but so far I've fired about 3 or 4 boxes of Wolf steel cased ammo, no problem. I saw a box of this China Sport ammo, which was cheap junk, and then a box or two of the Milsurp brass cased ammo. I believe it was a South African ammo, and it just worked perfectly. It threw the shells into the stratosphere. There is no way this thing is going to stovepipe. It was incredibly reliable, and in fact, I can just rattle off the rounds. I mean, this thing is incredibly ergonomic. It feels good in your shoulder, and that roller delayed impulse of the 308 just makes this a soft shooting 308 rifle. Also, the concussion isn't that bad. I mean, everything about this thing is slick, and I can see why so many people love this rifle setup. Also, guys, if you like this platform or any of the HK designs, go check out Alabama Arsenal. They produce some of the nicest videos I've ever seen on the HK style platforms, whether they're the full-size rifles or whether they're the compact 9mm. These guys do a thorough and good job of reviewing those HK products. Go check out Alabama Arsenal. Tell them 704 Tactical sent you over. So again, a huge shout out to Holly Springs Tactical Gun Range for letting me try out this today. And cool, thanks to Beltway Gun & Pawn for giving me a good deal on this used PTR 91, and hopefully we can connect with PTR and try out some of their newer rifles in the future, or newer pistols when it comes to their 9mm, because this thing is awesome and I have a new appreciation for this type of platform. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.